This story is something that happened a little over a month ago. It's not new, but the family of this victim have still not received answers for what happened, and it's a really sad thing. We had a lot of DMs to the JK Instagram asking us to cover this at the time, but the best I could do then was just kind of put shed some light using IG stories. There was a film student from Chapman College. His name was Peng Wang, and he had joined up with some other student directors from USC to do a little short film at Glamis, like in the desert sand dunes.
Oh man, Glamis is crazy.
Yeah, so they went and rented.
Why is it crazy?
So imagine like you're in the Sahara Desert, but you're in California, Arizona. So it's just nothing but real, just sand dunes.
Yeah.
Sand dunes.
Once you're there, I'm just like, am I still in America? Whoa. It looks like that. Wow. It looks like you're at the beach, but there's no beach. It's just sand, and it's mountains. It's huge.
Yeah, it's like Tatooine, dude. Yeah, Tatooine.
And I slid down all the way. I was like, yeah, and I fucking had sand all up in my butt. It was nice.
Yeah, it's a place you have to rent a specific type of vehicle, obviously, to drive on it. So they rented a bunch of gear from the school. So that meant that the project itself was like a school-sanctioned type thing. They rented one of those Mavericks, like those four-wheel drive kind of like sandrail things to take, and it rolled, and then Peng Wang was the only guy that didn't have a safety harness on. He died.
How?
It rolled on him.
Oh, like it rolled on top?
Ouch.
He was partially ejected, was what they said.
Like it went like that?
Yeah. When you hear partially ejected, that kind of probably means that it rolled.
Probably fell out.
Yeah.
I think.
But you're not gonna die if you fall out onto sand. So, I mean, a lot of times when things roll, they roll over you. If you're going up a dune, and it's gonna roll back, you're not secured. So
We know a couple people that rolled and got injured. Well, I mean, Gio rolled, but they didn't get injured. Gina rolled and got like a head fucking thing.
So yeah, you tend to not really. Even the company that had leased the vehicle, they don't have any incidents of it rolling and someone being hurt ever. Because as long as you're strapped in, it's like a roll. It's the roll.
Wear your seatbelt.
Yeah, but one thing that isn't really right is they shouldn't have been allowed to do that. Apparently, because if this was something through USC Film School, like everything that you do when you're doing like a student film through a university, it's so meticulously permitted. You just can't like make decisions like, hey, let's get a fucking 4x4. Like, no, the school's probably gonna not want you to do that. Like, it's gonna be all these like different red tape, you know. So there's a lot of unanswered things on what happened here. Worst of all is his family is in China and they were just trying to get his body like back over there, but I think they're still waiting on just like any kind of details about how this happened, and it's really sad.
And they can't get the body because of like COVID or something, or just
I'm not
autopsy.
sure.
They're like,
I couldn't find anything on whether or not they were able to get his body to China, or there was a GoFundMe to bring him to bring them here, and that's the one that I was reposting on the JKIG, and I don't know if they successfully did either of those things, but it's just a big, a lot of the family's in the dark about it, so it's not going well.
Jesus.
Really sad, because this kid was like, he's not a kid, I think his Peng Wang's like 29 or something, but student film dude that came from China to live his dream out here, and there's just a lot of things in place that should have prevented this, that the school kind of should be at fault for.
Yeah, because it seems kind of odd for them to go all the way out there for just a student film, right? As far as like all the other stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, because I know there's a thing where if you're renting equipment from the school for a shoot, then that automatically means that like, the school has to sign off on what you're gonna do with it.
But that would make sense.
Right. So they couldn't be like, oh yeah, just take it and bring it back whenever. It's not a time-based thing. It's a usage thing. It's like, what's it gonna be used for? How, why, where? Are you taking it to sand dunes? And exactly. So
someone overlooked it, huh?
Yeah, and even though like like student film stuff, they do get pretty ambitious, of course, because they're just trying to. Your experience isn't really the highest, but yet you're trying to do things that are larger than life, and in this case people do try to do courageous things, but still the school sort of has a protocol, knowing that that's the culture of student films.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Still happened.
Still happens. Exactly.
You said he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. He wasn't strapped in.
What about the rest of the crew? What did they have to say?
They were wearing their harnesses. Yeah. 3 out of 4 of them were wearing their
And
harnesses.
they didn't say, they don't know why he wasn't wearing his harness.
Was he filming?
That's the thing, they don't know. But as
I
a
mean,
cinematographer,
I would absolutely be strapped in if I was filming.
yeah. But also
mean,
you look at stunts too, like
Well,
so.
yeah, but I also like what's interesting though is like I always think about like saving the gear first before saving myself.
What if he was trying to do that?
If I fall, like, I'm definitely gonna roll with the gear protected.
Or what if he was trying to get a specific type of shot? And,
Yeah.
so he
And
wasn't.
he's like,
And
strapped
then you
This
just
thing's
don't
in
have
my
the equipment to
way.
do that, and
Oh,
you're like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've done some things where I probably shouldn't have, like,
Right.
lean out of a drifting car a little too much, not wearing anything, like that could have gone bad.
One of the craziest things you've ever done.
I would probably say that. Yeah, I'd probably say that. Like halfway out of a car, like doing a 180 and then filming and
It was a good shot though. It was worth it though.
Have you ever been in a helicopter before?
No, but I'd like to. I mean, like eventually I'd like to take what I do film wise, but do the stunt with the person doing the stunt. So this is like, I have performance anxiety. I don't want to do it on camera, but I want to film it, but then also do it and experience it. So I think that would be a good way to experience and do the thing that I love.
Has anybody been on a helicopter before?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. What did you have a question about helicopter?
Yeah, just that.
You're asking what's sick? Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah.
I did one of those like helicopter tours of LA, which I thought was interesting.
How sick was it, you think?
How
pretty
sick? I think it was decently sick. Yeah.
You want to do one? There's one that goes from Vegas to the Grand Canyon, and at the end of it, we don't have to do this, but if you want to, they have a picnic, and then they bust out sandwiches for you and stuff.
I love picnics.
Dude, I want to go.
You've never been on a helicopter?
I've never been on a helicopter before, but I always have dreamt of it.
It's cheaper to do that in Nevada.
And there's a romantic dinner or lunch for 2 that they set up at the end of you land in the middle of the Grand Canyon, and then they have a picnic table ready.
You should take Nikki to do that, but make her pay for it.
Oh, I will.
To
She's
celebrate the
Gonna,
World
she's gonna have
Series.
to pay for it, yeah, because I probably can't afford it, yeah.
I mean, that is a big thing. Skydive filming.
Skydive filming, yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've ever filmed where you were like, oh shit, I was about to die?
I think I did a lot of those, and I just don't remember. Cause I mean, you edit my vlog too, but like, I think in the moment you're just like, oh, I gotta get this shot, and then later I'm like, man, that was so stupid. I think one of them was on a forklift when we were going up,
yeah.
and I was on top of the forklift, and then they were using the forklift to help me get on top of a roof. And then I was walking on the roof, and it was like made out of the aluminum
Like sheet metal?
sheet metal, and I was like, man, this feels like it's a soda can, like I could fall right through right now. And then I had to jump back on a forklift to get, and I was just like, I don't know.
No safety lines, no nothing.
Craziest thing I saw you film when I was editing your vlog was you climbing this gigantic rock with Darian, and I was like, that shit looks dangerous, because if you slip, that's it.
Yeah, and it's always much harder because it's like the person's climbing without the gear, and you have to climb with the gear. Like,
Yeah.
I'd say you climbing things is probably the most dangerous.
That's true.
Just little hamster arms. That's kind of what makes it sad. It's like we've all done jackass-like things for the shot, but like this dude was supposed to be a lot safer because he's with this. It's like a school-sanctioned thing, and he's in film school. We had no fucking reason to film what we were doing. It just makes it all the more like, oh man, that's unfortunate, you know.
I trust other people less when they drive, so like I wouldn't want to film too much like that.
Yeah.
But then when I drive, it's okay if people are like doing crazy shit, because I know like what I'm doing. Like I'm not gonna. It's like I'm like, all right, I gotta make sure that they're not gonna die. But when they're driving, I could see that people are like trying to still be in the fun too. Like they're not focusing on the driving. We're like in the truck bed, like recording, and I'm just like, pay attention, motherfucker. Or like they're like going a little too fast and hard, and I'm like, we're filming, dude. Like you don't have to be a part of the action. Like.
Right.
Yeah.
When I was 15, there's a video of me. I wanted to be one of those cool stunt guys. I had my friend on my street drive, and I wanted to like roll over the car, like as he like drove.
So sick.
And then he, of course, like it's like almost like we had an unspoken rule that like we all were gonna go a little too far to make something even crazier happen, so we went faster, and I was like yes, and then like it was so fast that like I didn't roll in time, and I hit my head on the windshield and did a backflip off of the car, and I landed on top of the car like on my stomach, and I was like, that is the coolest shit ever.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'll show it to you guys. But the sucky thing is that like
The person's like, fuck, I wasn't rolling.
that's the sucky thing is that of course a guy like me would fucking live. And like a dude like this, you know, it just so happens like there's so many people that are being careful, and you know,
always living.
and also having people looking out for them or supposed to be, and yet still, yeah, shit could just go
never
bad.
know.
You just never fucking know. That's why right now we don't know yet who is gonna take responsibility. We don't know yet if it'll go to the driver of the. Yeah, because they're investigating that too. If that guy
who
did
did
something,
what?
yeah, if he did a maneuver thing, like it could go in so many directions. Maybe they weren't allowed to even. I know that they already found out that they shouldn't have been allowed to get the vehicle,
Oh, really?
and the school were the ones that were like, yeah, they wouldn't have been approved for that.
It's just so interesting. There's so many like levels that they had to complete to even get to that point.
Yeah.
Like so many opportunities for it to be stopped.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, you can't rent stuff under 21, right? Oh, he's 29.
Yeah, he's 29. Yeah,
I
I think
believe the school-
it's not that like they couldn't rent it from the rental company. It's that as a school sanctioned project, the school wouldn't have allowed them to do
Oh, got
it would not be greenlit.
that. It would not be greenlit, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they wouldn't have been able to take the equipment then. They would have been like, all right, nope, not
No.
doing any of this. Yeah.
So they just didn't tell him.
So we'll see what happens with that. But it is
Yeah.
really sad that, you know, for anybody looking at this and going, yeah, well, they should have been more careful. It's like, really? You're going to tell the entire industry of people to be careful? Like, yeah, you know.
I mean,
Of course, everyone's going to try to be careful, but that's not the
accidents
history.
happen.
Yeah.
accidents happen regardless.
And any set
regardless
you've
of
ever
your
been
safety.
on, you know. I've never been on a set where everyone was being as careful as they could have been. No way.
No.
Only this one here.
We're pretty careful, dude.
Very careful,
the
boys.
most careful.
But Joe should be more of a careful boy if you're fucking bouldering and shit, bud.
Yeah.
Careful.
Yeah.
Please.
Don't be bouldering with just your shorts and fucking slippers.
And a
Fucking wild
stick.
man. Yeah, yeah. Because you know he has a spear on him.
He has a fucking stick for some reason.
Yeah, yeah.